Hey everybody, it's Eddie J on cryptoforgrowmybag.tv. I hope you're having a good one. What's good, what's good, what's good. So we had a lot of points that we tried to make this morning. This is still morning. During the crypto minute. Yeah, it's a late start today. I just said I'm gonna relax today. It's my last day off before, getting back to work for clients. And so we had about 15 points we needed to hit, or we wanted to hit. Some of them intertwined, right? So the first one is, I had told you the other day that eToro was thinking about filing for IPO in the United States. Turns out, rumors are saying that it turns out they did, and they did it secretly. So we're going to see what happens with that. Remember, they're based in Israel, so getting listed in on the NASDAQ, or in the United States rather, is kind of a big deal. Huge money grab. Huge money grab. For good reason. It's a decent platform. Then you've got the Trump token. Came out, made a splash, broke records, and then there was the crash. Why was that? Why was there a crash? Oh, because the family couldn't get their shit in line. Excuse my language, but that's the only way to say it. They screwed up. So they launched the Trump token knowing that the Melania token was going to come out. But they launched the Trump token, and too soon, they launched the Melania token. What happens? That led to $1.1 billion in liquidations for the Trump token, which has not fully recovered yet. Think about that. Has not fully recovered yet. It's still bouncing around, 49 to 55 right now, when it had hit a high of 77. Stupid management. They should have waited to launch the Melania token until after the inauguration. That would have been a good time to launch that token. Maximize success, let it level off, and then introduce her token. But, greed is greed, and they wanted to move too fast. Not smart. See, I've got it right here on my board. I've got fear, greed, and impatience. So you've got FUD on one side, but then you've got fear, greed, and impatience, and that can be a driver toward making bad decisions. And that's what happened there. That was a bad decision. I don't care what anybody says. If you're going to roll that out, the way they rolled out the Trump token, perfect. They had the crypto ball. Everybody's there, spending big money to be there. Perfect. Let it ride, my friend. Let it ride. Let it create its own animal. Let that animal go. Keep the focus on that coin. No. What you do is you introduce greed and impatience. And so you launch the Melania token. What did you think was going to happen? The same people that are buying this token are buying that token. You don't go back to the well too many times too close. You wait a little while. Let everybody make their money here, and then slowly let that one go later. That's what you should have done. That would have been the perfect thing to do. Perfect. Wait until after the inauguration. Let other things, take up the rest of the oxygen in the room. Then launch Melania, and everything would have been fine. But no, you caused $1.1 billion in liquidations instead. Good job. Now, mind you, I want you to think about this. Remember that he was originally 100% against crypto. People forget that. And they shouldn't. They should be paying attention to it, because he will change his mind like the wind changes direction. Just telling you, be prepared. Make your money, get the heck out. Remember, it's a meme coin. It is a meme coin, okay? Doesn't do anything. Doesn't do jack. Doesn't offer jack. Make your money, get out. Now, what's next? You've got the SEC targeting Helium and Nova Labs. Why? Securities violations. And this one could be a good case. Not all cases brought by the SEC are bad cases. This one could be a good case. They're saying, hey, look, listen. We think that you told your investors one thing and did something else. So they're they're focusing in on their tokenomics and investor disclosures. If there's a problem there, it's probably going to be black and white simple. Dead serious. So if I'm Helium and Nova Labs, ooh, yeah, I'm gearing up. I'm gearing up to take it on the chin because it sounds like the case is pretty good. Then you have World Liberty Financial, a DeFi project linked to the Trumps. They went out and bought $48 million in Ethereum. And on top of that, they've got a whole bunch of unlocks coming. I think people really should start paying attention to what is a real crypto project and what's just a meme. That's a very big deal. Very, very, very big deal. Go buy my book, Crypto Foundations for Building Multi-Generational Wealth. You'll get an understanding of crypto, a really solid foundational understanding of what is crypto. And then you'll stop falling for things like, oh, it's a meme. It's nothing else. Some things are memes and some things are projects, actually doing things. Then you've got projects that are just projects and coins that don't mean anything to the core project itself. It's just a coin that they're offering. Not all coins mean something. It's a way for the project to make money so they can, get their project going. But sometimes the project does not rely on a coin. And there are differences there. Do your research. Do your own research, right? Know your entries, know your exits, and invest deliberately. You have to do it in that order. You have to understand what it is you're doing. So your first investment is in you. Doing your own research. You're going to learn a lot. Knowing your entries and exits. That's not just the price points, but it's the hows. How do I buy? How do I sell? How many different ways do I have to buy? How many different ways do I have to sell? Reason why is because comparing each one of those, you can maximize your savings with those gas fees and maximize how much money you make. Sometimes there is an arbitrage that you can take advantage of. Just saying. Just saying. Next up, Hong Kong launches an institutional incubator incubator, but for banks. Banks only. Because banks need to learn how to work with digital assets. They see it coming. Everybody sees this coming, and that's a very big deal. That's a good move by Hong Kong. I wish we would be doing it here in the United States. Right? It's kind of a big deal. Get with it. Get with it. That's a smart move. Coinbase's base is targeting about $100 million, right? $100 billion and 25 million users. So $100 billion in assets and 25 million users. That's actually a very big deal. Base is just a blockchain. It's not a coin. Smart. Very smart. Paying attention to everything that they're doing there over there at Base. Everything that they're doing. Because think about how that's going to work. Coinbase has basically created their own feeder project in terms of what they may or may not list. Smart. Very, very smart. Why do you think all these incubators are out there? Just saying. This is why these platforms have incubators. They want to be able to help coins, help companies, help projects. And when they see a winner, gets listed. Just saying, pay attention, folks. Pay attention. The game's not that hard. But simply, it goes in stages. There are things that you can learn at the base level so you can start to understand. This is why I say do your own research. You're going to learn a ridiculous amount and gain that knowledge so that you can learn what your entries and exits are so that you can invest deliberately. And remember, investing deliberately does not mean just putting your money in. It's knowing when and how to put your money in and when and how to pull your money out. See what I mean? Know your exits, know your entries and exits, and then doing your own research. You got to do it in order. Just saying. Then, wow, we've got so much news. You've got Bitcoin hitting an all-time new high. I think that's like, what is it? I think it was 112. I can go look that up. That's right. Let me just refresh this page. I think it was like 112 and change. I was saying the new all-time high was 109, 114. I was looking at a specific exchange. I was looking at Bybit exchange, and you see the difference on Bybit. I think it had hit 112. So there's a difference between between exchanges. That's why I say sometimes know your entries, know your exits, because sometimes an arbitrage can help you out. What else do we have? Solana infrastructure. It was congested yesterday. Now, granted that there was a ton of traffic that was affected by Trump and Melania tokens coming out. But Solana keeps talking about how they can handle 1 million transactions per second. And they had a hard time handling all of that traffic. And if you look at the volume, it wasn't really that much. So I'm just saying. I mean, so maybe you can do 100 million, well, 1 million transactions per second. But how many of those transactions get dropped? And do you really do 1 million transactions per second? Remember, I keep telling you guys about that network gremlin. Still, Solana made record money from fees yesterday, from fees over the weekend. So they're not going to be all that mad, but it is something for us to pay attention to. You had massive congestion, right? Things got slowed down. I made money from Solana, wanted to do another Solana-based, move, and I waited and waited and waited. They were literally telling exchanges, we're congested, you're going to have to wait. Couldn't even get to the part where they issued a transaction ID. Had to wait. So that goes back, for me, it goes back to, so you don't really handle 1 million transactions per second, because if you did, you wouldn't have been congested so much. There wasn't that much volume. You have a network gremlin. Just saying. We're going to get into that later on. I know I'm late today with this morning show. I just wanted to get up late. Then I had to go shovel. If you look closer, actually, if I move to this side, you can see all the snow out there. So I had to go shovel. So there was a lot going on. Industry experts are saying the blockchain gaming trends are pointing to blockchain gaming growing in 2025. I agree with that. I think there are going to be difficulties, but I agree with that. I really do. The FBI. Now, this next story is kind of crazy. The FBI uncovered a crypto laundering operation. Now, by itself, that doesn't sound like a big deal, does it? That's okay. That's normal. Okay. It was found in an Indian prison. An Indian prison. I want you to stop and think about that. Let that wash over you for a minute. That operation was led from an Indian prison. And I sit here and I just go, gee, I wonder what kind of, corruption must have been involved for that to happen. Dead serious. A crypto laundering operation? Just saying. It's kind of bugged out that you would have that being run out of a prison. So somebody's getting 20 years for that. Good. Ethereum co-founder Joseph Lubin predicts a Web3 boom. Just like I said, Web3 was going to boom. Gaming might have some headwinds, but I think gaming is going to take off. But Web3 is definitely going to be a big deal. There's one catch. There is a bubble growing within the Web3 space. There is a bubble growing. I will say that. Just because there is a project doesn't mean it's a worthy project. And we should be paying attention. Do your own research. Know your entries and exits. Invest deliberately. Know who's involved with projects. Know what's going on. It's like this guy, Fournier. Fournier got caught out there. Apparently, there was a rug pull with a TikTok meme. It's not a project. It's just a meme. And apparently, there was a rug pull tied to this person. Allegedly. Still a rug pull. Don't like to see those. So I'm paying attention to all of this news. And I'm not even done yet. You've got Michael Saylor and Marathon meet with Trump to discuss the Bitcoin reserve proposal. Remember when Michael Saylor did meet with Microsoft's board, and Microsoft's board still said no? You see all these other companies going out there and saying, yeah, we're going to start a Bitcoin reserve. That's either going to be seen as a big mistake or a big bullet dodged. Just saying. I'm looking at it and I'm thinking that could be a little bit of a mistake. Because Microsoft can afford to drop $1 billion someplace, just to drop $1 billion. Add Bitcoin to its reserve and keep it moving. They could have done that. They could have easily done that. They didn't. They chose not to. Hey, much respect though. They're sticking to their guns. Even though a lot of Microsoft's board is made up of entities that are deep into crypto. One that isn't is Vanguard. Vanguard is not into crypto. They're not doing it. So like I said, it's either going to be a big mistake or it's going to be seen as a big bullet dodged. Right? You might say mistake, or you could say, well, opportunity missed. Think about it. IBM had an opportunity for Microsoft. Opportunity missed. It's $1 billion mistake. Opportunity missed. It's all good. It's all good. It happens. South Korea is not quite, they're not quite ready for corporate holding of digital assets. They can't seem to get their regulations in place. I'm expecting that sooner or later they'll be able to get their regulations in place. It's taking a ridiculously long amount of time, and I don't know why. I don't understand why it's taking them so long to get that straight. That's a problem to me. You're not talking about a country that's not big on digital assets. This country has been deep into big digital assets, deep into technology for a long time. So I'm actually shocked that they don't have something in place. Actually, very shocked. Then you've got 162,502 Bitcoin that left Robinhood. Like 3 wallets just said, taking our coin and going. Wow. That's a big deal. That's a very, very big deal. And it was supposedly a mysterious transaction. We're going to see what that's about. But it left the exchange. It's like, but toodles. So it's interesting only because you're not talking about a small amount of Bitcoin. But obviously they're taking that Bitcoin off the table. It's not going to be sold there. So I wonder if it's going to be dispersed in other ways, or just we're just taking it off for right now. And we'll have to look at, the different companies that are tracking the movements to see what happens in the future. And speaking about launchpads, BNB Chain introduced a meme revolution. Basically, what they're saying is we've got an even easier platform for you to launch your memes, right? And remember, BNB Chain is, BNB, one of those B's is for Binance. Gate Ventures, Gate.io, has pledged $20 million for it. So they're getting involved too. That's a big deal. $20 million investment, not a small thing. So there are a lot of things going on in the crypto space that you should be paying attention to, that I'm hoping you're paying attention to, because you're talking about opportunities that can make you money. Just remember that you want to pay attention to these opportunities as they are. Understand your entries, understand your exits. And it's not just a numbers game. Fear, greed, and impatience. Be wary. Always start with doing your own research, please. But you know what we should do? That's right. We should get into the numbers. So let's go do that. We'll start over here. The crypto fear and greed index is at 76. It was 77 yesterday. DeFi Llama, we've got $136.671 billion in total value locked. I think it should be higher. We should be looking at 150, but we're not. We'll get there. I'm just impatient. See, fear, greed, and impatience. I have to be mindful of it when I handle my transactions. I force myself to pay attention to that. Then look at this. This is Bitcoin. You want to zoom in a little bit? All right. So let's zoom in. There you go. This is what we're talking about here. Right there is about the new high, like 109 and change. Okay, cool. And then you've got this coming back. It's between here and here. Remember, this is the level that we needed to get past. We finally shot past it right here, revisited right here, tested that floor, or because remember, it was a resistance level. Then it became a floor once we passed it. We dipped below there, almost dipped below here, did take a nosedive here, all the way back down to right here and within this space. And now we're back up again. Again, I believe that once we hit here and sustain for a little while, the next trip is going to be 120. The next trip will be 120. Absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. Right? Let's see. On the big board, I'm looking at how many ways can I win. Solana's up at 254. Ethereum's up at 33. There are lots of places where I can make money. I sold off on Jupiter. I sold off on Doge. Like I liquidated a lot from both of those. The reason why? I was already up. Doge is at 37. I sold at like 40.5. I got lucky. As soon as I heard about Trump, I was like, "Oh man, there you go. It's gonna suck the oxygen out of everything, and Doge is gonna suffer," and it is. So I said, "All right, I'm gonna pull out of that." I pulled out of that. I left Shiba Inu alone. I left my Pepe alone. But everything on Solana, the only thing I'm holding on Solana, I got rid of Bonk. I got rid of Dog with Hat. I get rid of Jupe. Obviously, Doge is Doge. I got rid of Doge. And the only thing I'm holding right now on Solana is Solana and Trump. And I'm only holding Trump until I make a little bit more money. I told you I'm going to hold some because I already took some profit. I'm holding some until after the inauguration later today. Why is that? Oh, because I just think it's going to blow up. That's why. I think it's going to blow up. I still stand by my point that you could see Trump hit $100. I think we still could see Trump hit $100. I'm being patient right now. I'm being patient. And once I hit a certain number, I'm gonna be shaving all the way up. And then what's my move after that? Probably HBAR, XRP. I already bought the whole stack of Bitcoin, and Pax G. I'm gonna buy a huge bag of Pax G. That's my next move after that. I like to map out where I'm gonna go so I don't have to think when it's time to execute. Just execute. Boom, 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 boom. But I think about it first. I do my own research. I know what I'm doing. I know where I'm going. And I want to know how I'm going to execute, where I'm going to execute, all that good stuff. The only thing that I pay attention to at that last moment is where. That's what I pay attention to because I'm still comparing numbers up until that last moment. Once I have the right numbers, ready to rock. Boom, 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 boom. I'm just firing on all pistons. Because I want my transactions done fast. I don't want to have to think about them because literally you could lose money thinking about them. Yeah, you could earn money by taking a long time. I like to execute when I'm going to execute. I see my entries. I see my exits. I see my arbitrages. I see my discount and fees. I see all that. And then I just want to execute. Execute. Then you're looking at the board and you kind of go, oh, yeah, look at this. Looks nice, right? Like I said, 109, 114.88. Cool. All right. Up 14%. It's only up 14%. Imagine that. Year to date. Ethereum is not doing all that great year to date, but it is up. XRP firing on all pistons. Up 59.15% year to date. But you know what I like to do? I like to look at the GMBX factor. Where are we? So on the winner side, let's pay attention to the change. All right. So GigaChad is up 17 point something percent. Not something that I'm holding on to. Not even paying attention to it. I believe it's just a meme. Let's see. Radium is up 6%. Because right there, that's it. XRP up 5.311%. That's it. I don't pay attention to anything after that because I have that 5% rule. Let's look at the losers. Woof. AI16Z down 25% with a GMBX factor of 2.11. Trump dropping 22.97% with a GMBX factor of 0.47. Well, do I think it's going to come back? Yes. That's why I'm not worried. I'm exercising patience. This is a trading thing for me, not a hodling thing. It's a trading thing. So I'm just chilling. Let's see who else I'm paying attention to as we go down. You can look at this one, down 18.19%, GMBX factor 0.55 for AIXBT by virtuals. Okay, I can pay attention to that. Helium, HNT taking a hit, probably because they're being looked at right now. They're being investigated. A 15.9% hit with a GMBX factor of 11.11. Wow. Wow. So yeah, they've got some issues. Pudgy Penguins is down 15.49, basically 15.5% with GMBX factor of 1.85. Could it come back? Maybe. If that Trump meme gives back some of the oxygen in the room, maybe. Grass is down 13.98% with GMBX factor of 0.84. Could come back. Virtuals protocol, I do have a bag down 13.12% with a GMBX factor of 0.95. Do I think it can come back? Yes. That's a strong yes for me. Who else am I looking at? This whole list I can be looking at. Ondo, I have no interest in Ondo. I have zero interest in Ondo. They're down 9%. GMBX factor of 0.56. Why? Because they have unlocks. I'm good with that. With down 9%, I got out while I was still in the black. So I'm happy about it. For me, this is bullet dodged. I maximized and I'm out. It has a GMBX factor of 2.24. It's kind of cool. 2.24, 2 plus 2 equals 4. Not bad. I like numbers. Let's see. Jupiter down 9.83%. Again, another one that I was able to dodge that bullet. I got out while I was still up and in the black. Healthily in the black. Got out, put my money to work someplace else. This is why I do my own research. I had been holding those, but I always knew these are just long-term trading environments for me. Now, Jupe was supposed to be a hold, but I always had that feeling that I'm going to sell. Why? Because it's a Solana thing. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to be getting rid of that soon. That was the whole idea. And I got rid of it. It's got a GMBX factor of 1.09. Yeah, I'm happy I got out. Just in time. Just in time. Just saying. This is why I created this tool, the Grow My Bag crypto tracker. This is why we created this. This is why we created it, because I want to be able to see, how far away from I. When I look at all these drops, some of these are going to be opportunities. Virtuals to me is an opportunity. AI16Z is an opportunity to me. Let's see. Grass is an opportunity for me that I would consider. Who else? Obviously, I said virtuals already. Who else would I be looking at? That's about it. Stops there. Then I look at the 250 and I just want to know by market cap, where am I going to be? Look at that. 0.02. Where do I see an opportunity? Doge could be an opportunity, but I have no intention of getting back into Doge. If anything, I'll get into SHIB because SHIB has a full-blown ecosystem. But I already told you where I was going. With when I finally get out of Trump. I already bought a whole big bag of Cardano because I believe Cardano is just going to shoot up. So I have no problem with that. I know I'm going to buy a little bit more on the XRP side, some HBAR. Long term, going to buy a boatload of Pax G, right? I know where I'm going when I make my moves, but that doesn't mean that I'm not going to pay attention to where things are. Like Chainlink to me is a big opportunity, but I recently just bought a bag of Chainlink and it's up. So I'm happy. For my bag, it's up and I'm happy. It's got a GMBX factor of 1.01. So I'm paying attention to that because I think Chainlink will get there. You're going to hear a lot more about more and more banks getting in the bed with Chainlink. It was a very big deal. I actually got out of Avalanche. fully. Completely liquidated Avalanche. I made money and I said, you know what? There are other places that will make more money for me. And right now it's turning out to be true. I am making more money elsewhere. Something else that I did, I got into Stellar. I used to have a big bag of Stellar because I would buy Stellar and XRP at the same time. But I had sold my bag of Stellar, did other things. I just came back to Stellar. Sui, I already have a big bag, so I don't need to add to it right now. I will be adding to it, just not right now. But yeah, I mean, when I'm looking at Stellar, it's got a GMBX factor of 0.88. That to me is an opportunity. That to me is an opportunity because I obviously think it's going to get there. H bar, GMBX factor of 0.58. Do I think it's going to get there? Heck yeah. H bar is going to make me some money. I believe Toncoin is going to wind up making me money. Shiba Inu is going to wind up making me money. But even though they've fallen down the list, look at that, 19 and 20. 19 and 20. Official Trump is at 22. So yeah, who got up in here? Yeah, you have all the staked ones. So Lido staked, Ethereum is there. Yeah, so you can, there are things that you can pay attention to. We get our numbers from CoinGecko. So that's partly why you're seeing a difference between this and other places. Litecoin, I wouldn't sleep on Litecoin. Bitcoin Cash. Oh, something else that I bought the other day. I bought BNB. I bought BNB and then I turn around and BNB's got this good news. And I'm like, oh, thank you so much. And it's right now, basically, it's break even. I'm happy about that. See that right there? 0.14 GMBX factor. Yeah, it's going to blow through. It's going to blow through. It's not a big deal. So I bought some. I bought some before and I was like, yes, because I felt like I didn't have enough. I felt like I didn't have enough. Different coins are going to make you different kinds of money, and BNB Chain is doing a lot. BNB Chain, in case you didn't know, go do your own research. BNB Chain is a huge piece of the connective tissue in Web3. They've got a huge amount of projects. Huge amount of projects that you'd be shocked about. Go do your own research. All right? Anyway, everybody, this is Eddie J on crypto for growmybag.tv. I hope you like what I'm doing. If you do, go over to growmybag.tv/sign-up and become a big bagger. The next big bagger meeting happens Super Bowl Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and that's a private video call between all of the big baggers. And we've pulled out some really big winners during those calls, and we share tips and tricks about what we're doing to actually make money. It's a growing community, and you should join it. Anyway, everybody, smash the likes, and I'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one. Bye-bye. Actually, I'll see you tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Have a good one, everybody. Bye-bye.